Okay, so in order to build custom squeeze pages that pretty much do whatever you want, they're sort of mobile, responsive, and modern outside of our main system, just go ahead and click the link you see next to this video. Choose a username, custom pages demo. And you can actually, guys, the way it works, don't even bother putting a password in because it's actually going to assign you something random for security reasons. Just click next step. You can change the domain that you're going to have. This is really not too important at this point. Just make it something that makes sense, you know, your name or your city name or whatever you want. And you don't really need the site title, I don't think, but let's just do, if it prompts you for that, just put anything you want in there. Click sign up. Okay, and you're going to want to save this this password. Now, you can go in if you understand WordPress and change your password once you're in. But really, we're just kind of leaving this here. WordPress is very vulnerable to people attacking it and things like that. It's the platform we're using. So go ahead and just keep this password and this username in a safe place and just kind of use it to log in. It's probably the best thing you can do. Just click the login button. All right, paste in your password there, and you should be able to get right in. Okay, and it says, welcome to your new WordPress site. You can actually use this thing as a regular blog if you understand WordPress if you want to. You have a lot of options here. I just want to show you real quick how it all works, okay, to build a page. If you click the settings, you should see the license key for the squeeze builder already pre-filled. I'm just double checking to make sure it's there. You don't have to do that. But if you go down in settings, down here, there's an Epic Squeeze option. It's all pre-filled. If you have any issues using it, you don't see anything working right, it could be this. Just open a support ticket and let us know, but it should be there. I'm going to click Add New Page. Okay. Now you can call it, the title can be anything. Okay. And what's going to happen is whatever you put here is your headline in the content box here. Okay. And then you're going to ignore this stuff and scroll all the way down, and you'll see your options here for Epic Squeeze settings. Okay, so if you've been around with us a while, you know that we've had different variations of our squeeze builders, and what you're basically seeing are the old variations up top. This is pretty easy. Just scroll all the way down, make those active on the page you're building a squeeze for, and then basically just follow these tabs. I mean, if I choose Aweber, I put my list name in. This is going to be your after opt URL, right? This is where they go after. It's pretty self-explanatory. I didn't even look at the documentation for this. I just kind of did it myself, just looking at what it says to do. Background, you can put any URL in you want for the background, right? So pick a URL. You can also use video by putting a YouTube URL in as the background for your page. Let's see. What's this keyword search thing here? Look. It actually has, that's pretty cool. You guys can just click, put a keyword in, and actually click, and it'll actually put it in there for you, which is pretty neat. I don't know if it's searching based on their library or what's already in this platform, but anyway, I typed real estate in, and that was pretty cool. Put it in. See what happens if I put Tampa in. That's pretty neat, right? This is Tampa. Nifty stuff, right? So I put that in. Let's see what it does. Well, pre-fill this image here. Background URL. Great. There's some stuff for tracking below. I don't know what it does. You guys can play with it. Show name field. No, I don't want to show the name field. You can play with the font for the headline. Remember, your headline is going to be the stuff up in here. Whatever you put here is your headline. Scroll back down. You can choose any button you want, or you can use a custom URL for a button, right? I'm not going to get too much into this stuff, guys. This is, if you're here in the first place, you're probably pretty advanced if you're using this, and you can just play with it and do what you want. Footer text would probably be underneath, right, down at the bottom of your page. So I'll just type it in, footer text. Okay, and then additional video settings. I have no idea. Geo settings. I know that there's the option to do geo-targeting, but I'm not sure how it works. I may have to do a separate video. And you could forward your variables and do an exit pop URL. When somebody tries to leave, it'll prompt them to do an exit, right? Like, hey, no, where are you going? Something like that. You can do that if you want. Forward variables means passing parameters. Again, pretty geeky, pretty getting ahead of yourself type stuff. I think mostly the autoresponder background and style settings are going to be where you are to create this page. Now, just something to note, follow, depending on what you're using, a lot of you are probably using getResponse. You'll notice for the getResponse form code, it just wants the script version of the code that you create in getResponse, okay? So you're going to have to paste that in up here if you use getResponse. If you're doing Aweber, it just wants the list name. Or you just go ahead and post raw HTML, probably from either service, and you're going to be good. So let's go ahead up. We're going to go over to the right here, click Publish, and let's see how this demo page came out. View page. Pretty nifty, right? That worked out pretty good. You know, I was kind of messing around. I chose a weird font. You guys can play it. Took the image and popped it in the background. Nice, nice stuff. So go ahead, enjoy. Let me test this. All right, enjoy. Make anything you want. Go to town. And this should help you overcome the limitations in the system. You know, we have it Reticulous. Hey, it worked great. It redirected where I told it to. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. All right, so if you have any issues, as always, use support@reticulous.com. And look, the button even had that cool, like, hover thing. Wow, I'm kind of excited about this. And here's that leave page thing, your exit pop. Nice, nice stuff. All right, guys, enjoy. Look at the shaky button. I love it. All right.